Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Karina here with another video. Today's video is a little bit different. It's actually really different. Since we're wrapping up 2020, I want to do a little wrap-up video and talk about what we will be taking or not taking out of 2021, if that makes sense. So basically the video is going to be called what we're not bringing into 2020. All right, so as I mentioned, this video is going to be a little bit different. So basically, as I was walking around my room talking to myself, because that's all I do, I was like, yo, like, there's some shit that we really need to just leave in 2020. Like, this year has been a disaster, but also a blessing in disguise. So I was like, you know what? It's almost over. We got a couple days left. What are we leaving? Because, child, there's some things that don't need to come into 2021 with us. So that is what you're going to see. I talk about a bunch of different things. So we're going to be talking about hair, celebrities, men. We're going to be talking about coronavirus, politics, a bunch of different things. I try to do it, every topic in 2 minutes. Some topics, Lord, they need a little bit more than 2 minutes. But honestly, it's really just all the thoughts in my head. I feel like we got to get them out. And let's talk about it. Drop some comments. Tell me what you guys are leaving in 2020. Yeah, 2020. All right, so no particular order. So I'm just having a little bit of primer on my face. But let's get into it. So I mean, here's the first thing we're gonna leave. Here's the primary thing we're gonna leave in 2020, and that is poor financial decisions. So I feel like, you know, as Black people, we just don't know when to quit. Like, we will literally put ourselves in the worst financial situations for some hype, for some likes, for a comment, for an engagement. Like, and I just don't get it. Like, literally, like, people are out here going in debt. Like, I have friends talking about, like, hey, yo, if you're the friend that I'm talking about, I won't mention any names. But, like, I literally have friends talking about, oh, like, VVS diamonds, they want to get their VVS. I'm like, I literally had to Google what VVS was. Like, what? Like, you don't even know. And half you guys probably don't even know what VVS is, and you're probably going to go Google it now. Let me save you some time. It's very, very slightly. What does that mean? Like, and this is what I'm talking about. Like, we literally get caught up in so many things, social media, what these rappers be talking about, that we're like, oh yeah, we want a VVS diamond. Like, fam, no one's gonna know if it's VVS, VS, SS, QS. Like, I don't. Anyways, so I just feel like we need to learn to stay in our financial lane. The Birkin situation that happened this year is another example. Girls bending over backwards, niggas bending to buy their babies and their baby mamas Birkin bags. Like, nobody cares. So for me, I'm just like, you know, we need to stop doing that, and we need to make better financial decisions. See, I'm already over the 2 minutes. But we need to make better financial decisions that will create generational wealth. Like, we are one of the only communities that are still out there struggling financially, don't have anything to leave for our kids. All these white kids have these damn cottages, and we don't have nowhere to go, like, except grandma's house. And I'm just like really tired of that. I'm tired of us like selling our homes every 2 years, not trying to keep it, finding the right place, keep it for the full amount, pass it on to your kids. Like, we need to do a little bit more than that, and we need to stop buying into this shit that, like, oh, like, this person has this, oh, I want the Balenciagas. Like, you don't have Balenciaga money, boo. Like, you don't have it. So stop. Like, I just don't, like, I don't get it. And, like, you know, it's funny because, like, I have a lot of friends who are like, you know, Karina, like, I aspire to be like you, or like, yo, like, honestly, you're really on your way, da, 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 da. I really have a lot of friends that tell me that, and I'm like, you know, I'm really happy that I can be that role model for people, because I didn't really have that type of role model for myself, right? But at the same time, I tell them all the time, like, don't watch me though, because you don't know how I got that shit that I have. Like, half the shit that I have, this designer, was on sale. Like, you know what I mean? Half of it's fake. So you just don't know. And, like, it's so funny because sometimes, like, people will really be out here like, yo, Karina, that belt's hard. I'll be like, thanks. And it's fake. So I just feel like, you know, you can't watch people, and that's what the Black community does. We watch and pre. Why pre? Like, if you're Jamaican, you know, like, but I think we just need to stop doing that and make better decisions for our future. Invest, learn about Wealth Simple, learn about Forex, like learn about those things. Take risks there. You're taking risks walking into a Gucci store and not hoping you don't get shot, but you don't want to take investment risks. Like, I don't get that. Do you know what I mean? Or you be rolling up at Jane and Finch or Compton or all these other places, but you don't want to take financial risks. Like, I don't, like, how do you think the rich get rich? You know what I mean? So I just feel like you have to like really analyze what you're doing. And like 2020, if you don't have any type of stock, RRSP, RESP for your kid, TFSA, any of that, you have time. But that being said, let's get into the next topic. So the next topic is future. I'm gonna need us to leave Future in 2020. And like, I'm also gonna need Future to change his name because his name is very aspirational, you know, looking forward and shit. And like, he's not that. He is the opposite. Like, what an oxymoron. You know what I mean? Like, look at that. But anyways, I'm tired of him and his toxicity. Like, he is like literally one of the sickest guys out there right now. He treats women like shit. So I'm just trying to get my timer back. He treats women like shit. He talks about them being dogs, talking about how if they have that watch, they're his, like all this bullshit. And I'm just like, fam, my nigga, like, we're not objects, and I'm in no way a feminist, so please don't even, like, it's not even one of those, but we really are not objects. We're not things that you can buy. We are people, women with feelings and emotions, and you have to stop treating people like they're disposable. But then again, I blame the women sometimes, like both equally at this point, but I blame both the men and the women in these scenarios because you guys allow him to treat you like that. You guys allow him to bust a nut in you guys when you done know that you're not going to be any different from the rest. The only person that got the bag and got out was Lori. Like, Des, what is you doing right now? Like, I need you to keep it pushing because you're better than that. And we're all better than Future. Even financially, you know, me sitting here with my, you know, little broken ass mirror. Like, at the end of the day, I am better than Future. I am better than anything that he can give me. I am better than the way that he treats me. And don't get it twisted. I might go on a date, but I'm going to get the bag and I'm going to cut. Like, I'm not staying there. I'm gonna get him to help me pay off my OSAP and my student loans and keep it pushing. That's what we need to be doing to guys like Future. Not every guy, but guys like Future. That's what we need to be doing. So we need Future to go. I'm just gonna say, like, I have a 1-2 Future track on my playlist. Like, he has some bangers. Like, the recent album, I was like, okay, like, 2 songs are hard, but I don't really fuck with him like that. And yes, I did go to his concert back in the day, but like, that was when I didn't know how toxic he was. So that's that. All right, on time, next topic. So in addition to the toxicity, women, the low standards, whoo child, we need to leave that in 2020. Because honestly, like, a lot of us are just so much better than what we actually put ourselves through. And that's gonna bring me to my next point, but let's just take it one by one. But we are better than what certain guys put us through. We're better than that. We were raised better than that. We know our self-value. And like, at the end of the day, if you know your self-worth, no man can treat you any type of way, period. Honestly, like, half these men out here, like, they really treat us like shit. They learn from Future. That's their god. And I really think that as women, we need to do a better job knowing our worth. And once we know our worth, no man can tell you otherwise. You know what I mean? And like, if you treat yourself like a queen, men will treat you like a queen. And I feel like, you know, we talk about this a lot in every year. We're like, new year, new me, leaving men behind. But like, we bring them. And I don't know why we bring them. So, and like, even for me, like, I literally have been alone my entire life. But that's because I have really high standards. And even like some guys that I've talked to, like, they met the standard. They were lacking in other areas, and you know, other things happen and we only have 2 minutes. But at the end of the day, like, I definitely didn't try to talk to no bust down a shit nigga. Like, the niggas had something going for them, but they came up short in other areas, and I came up short in areas as well. So at the end of the day, I'm just saying, know your worth. You're better off being alone than being with an ancient nigga. Another thing. But that brings me into my next point, which is, get a little sip, because Black men who do not uplift Black women, we need them to go. Like, I need them to go. They've got to go. Because honestly, like, I've had this conversation with so many Black guys. And don't get it twisted, I have a lot of Black guy friends who are in love with Black women, love Black women, only date Black women, are here for all of the Blackness, even though sometimes they be treating Black women kind of like shit. But I mean, I feel like they would treat any race like shit. That's the type of guys I have as friends. But anyways, most of the guy friends I have, they date Black women. But you know, there's a 1-2 who like really be trying to diss Black women. Oh, like, why are you wearing colored hair? Why are you da 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 da? And then, oh, why are your nails so long? Why are your eyelashes like butterfly? Like all of this other stuff, right? And then will dead ass turn around and date that same white woman who looks just like me, who talks just like me, who does the same hand gestures like me. That's who you want to date. And like, and like, she'll have 3 kids, but you'll date her though. She will be in government housing, but you'll date her though. She'll have a big fat ass and you'll date her, but you won't date me because my ass is too big. I don't really have a big ass, but I'm speaking for all women, you know what I mean? Like, no, we're not here for it. We're not here for it. I'm like, I just don't understand those type of women, or we're too loud. And like, it's funny because I was talking to a guy about this the other day. He's like, oh, you know, you guys are a headache still. And like, he dates Black women, so it's okay. But he's like, oh yeah, you guys are a headache. Honestly, like sometimes like you guys just need to know what, like, we don't want to argue all the time. I'm like, fam, it's not even about that. Because at the end of the day, that's okay. I understand. Like sometimes you just want to come home, you don't want a headache. But what I'm not going to do is sit down and have you disrespect me, or you tell me how to do something in this house or in this relationship without me voicing my opinion. And that's the problem with these Black men today. They don't want you to say nothing. That's why they'll date the Asian woman or the white woman, like, or any other woman, because she'll be like, yeah, man, yes, hun. Like, he'll be like, yo, fam, the sky is green and the sky is dead ass blue, and I can't tell you it's blue. Nah, like, I'm telling you that it's blue, and I don't care if that causes an argument. You're wrong. And it's funny because they talk about like marriages and like why those aren't lasting as long, and like a lot of guys will be like, oh, women don't know how to be submissive, da, 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 da. Submissive is a whole nother conversation, and that I can even talk a whole nother 10 minutes on. But just going back to like why relationships aren't lasting as long as they were, back in the day, a lot of our parents weren't even happy. Let's be honest. Like, you know what I mean? Like, women were stuck in miserable relationships, but because of societal standards, or because they didn't have anything for themselves, or because they married this person to get their papers or whatever it may be, and they're stuck. I'm not in that situation, so I'm not gonna sit down and have you disrespect me, be my ass, have 3 kids on me, and then be like, everything is fine. No, I'm not doing it. So that is why a lot of, I won't say that's the main reason, but a lot of people now, a lot of women have a voice now, and they have something to say, and men don't like that. And like, I'm not saying you can't be submissive, because yes, as a woman, you should be submissive to your man, but I'm only gonna be submissive to a man that can lead me. And if you can't lead me, and if you're not a God-fearing man, I'm not submitting to you. So what else are we talking about? So these men that don't uplift Black women, yeah. And like, I don't really like that, like, you know, Black women as a whole, we're really out here, we're riding for these men, and like at the end of the day, like once they get up and realize they're somebody, they want to leave us in the dust. And like, I don't really understand that, because it's just funny to me, because, you know, and like, apologies if you're Black, white, I'm not trying to be like racist or upset anybody, but I'm just gonna speak from Black woman perspective. Like, we're always out here riding for these men, and like, even when those other women you want leave you, and you run back, who you running back to, and who's picking you back up, and who is in with you shooting in the gym, like who is with you through all these scenarios? It's us. Who deals with the bullshit? Us. And then y'all just want to just disrespect us, leave us in the dirt, treat us like shit. Like it's just funny to me. The whole thing is just really funny to me. But I don't think there's any other women that will ride for black men like a black woman. There's none. But we cannot say the same about black men, and that's what's really hurtful. You know what I mean? Like, y'all will ride for your other women. I'm not gonna name any races, but y'all be there for them. But when y'all go to jail, they're gone. And who are you calling? Who's answering the collect call? That's us. So we're the idiots on some real shit. We're the ones out here really supporting these men who could care less about us. And I feel like y'all need to do a better job understanding the importance of a black female, regardless of if you're with one or not. And you guys have to do a better job uplifting them and raising them, because at the end of the day, no matter who you mate with, your daughter will be black. And she will be looked at as black no matter how light and bright she comes out. So, and just like that, you'd want other men to respect her, which is why you guys need to learn to respect and uplift black women.